Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're analyzing a pattern of behavior that has become, well, almost universal in modern life,
Mm.
the reliance on the quick fix.
Right.
We're talking about that default sequence where an escalating headache means you reach for a painkiller.
And that midday wall demands a huge surge of caffeine.
Exactly. And then, chronic sleeplessness sends you searching for the strongest sleep aid on the shelf.
It's a rhythm we've all been conditioned to accept, really. You feel a symptom, you silence it,
It's
you get that temporary relief, and you just accept the rebound effect or, needing another dose as just the price of admission for modern life.
But the research we've been looking at suggests this isn't just an inefficient way to manage your wellness.
No, it's a system that can subtly and continuously erode your underlying health.
And that's the core tension we need to explore today. Our mission is to take a deep dive into the hidden scientific reason why these quick fixes so often fail us long term.
A concept that physicians have a name for.
Right? Drug-induced nutrient depletion. And then we need to weigh that hidden cost against a powerful and really evidence-based alternative.
Look, we've synthesized peer-reviewed papers that argue that by focusing only on masking the symptom, a lot of modern approaches just miss the root cause.
And in doing so, they can kick off new problems.
Exactly. So if you're looking for a shortcut to understanding this complexity, we're going to walk you through the surprising science that really validates some of these natural solutions.
Okay, let's unpack this symptom suppression trap. We should start with a story that feels, well, it feels instantly relatable.
This is the background we received on a woman named Vivian, and she was living this exact cycle.
So she was taking painkillers for daily tension headaches.
Always had antacids on hand for heartburn, trying a new sleep aid whenever the old one would just stop working.
Her whole life was just structured around managing discomfort.
And she truly believed this cocktail of fixes was simply how a busy, high-stress life was supposed to be managed. I mean, she wasn't radically unhealthy.
No, not overweight. She cooked healthy meals most nights. She was just chronically chasing her symptoms.
Yeah.
So what was her wake-up call? Because it wasn't some sudden dramatic collapse.
No, it was much more insidious. It was a routine physical. And it revealed that her blood sugar was sliding right into prediabetes territory.
And she was floored, right?
Absolutely floored. She couldn't connect her relatively decent lifestyle with this serious metabolic issue.
This is where she starts doing the detective work that connects the quick fix to the long-term problem.
And what she discovered was truly eye-opening. The very painkiller she took religiously for years, her daily solution, were directly interfering with her underlying physiology.
So what was the link? What was the actual mechanism there?
The research she found showed that those specific painkillers were disrupting her body's ability to absorb and use magnesium.
Which is an absolutely critical mineral.
It's essential. Magnesium isn't just for relaxing muscles. It's involved in over 300 different chemical reactions in the body,
Wow.
including, and this is the key, keeping blood sugar stable and regulating insulin sensitivity.
So by silencing a symptom like a headache, she was unknowingly pulling the rug out from under her body's metabolic stability.
That's it. The cure for the headache was creating the groundwork for prediabetes.
That's wild.
Precisely. And if that level of interference can happen with a standard over-the-counter painkiller, it raises a huge question.
What are the combined effects of all the other medications people rely on every single day?
Often for years or even decades. Which brings us to the core technical concept we need to define.
Which is what the doctors in these materials are calling drug-induced nutrient depletion, or DIND. Sounds a little academic.
But the idea is simple. You take a pill to fix one problem, but in the process, that pill actively creates a new nutritional gap the body has to struggle to fill.
And what's fascinating is understanding how it happens, not just that it happens.
Yes, it's often a kind of mechanical interference. For example, some common medications, especially antacids, they work by changing the pH of your stomach.
They make it less acidic.
Right, but you need a certain level of acidity to efficiently, say, cleave vitamin B12 from your food, or to absorb minerals like magnesium.
So you change the pH, and you effectively block your body from extracting the nutrients it desperately needs.
It's the very definition of a hidden cost.
You take pill A for problem A. But because pill A chemically interfered with your digestion, you slowly drain nutrient B.
Then low levels of nutrient B cause problem B.
And you're forced back to the system for pill B. It's a self-perpetuating cycle.
Let's run through a few of the specific examples the research highlighted because they show just how widespread this really is.
Okay.
So we already talked about how certain painkillers can reduce magnesium absorption.
Which increases your vulnerability to blood sugar issues, muscle issues, things like that.
Exactly. But the irony gets even more painful when you look at chronic disease management.
Like with diabetes medications, what did the authors find there?
Well, take metformin. It's one of the most widely prescribed drugs to manage blood sugar, but it can significantly deplete your levels of vitamin B12.
And B12 is crucial for nerve function and energy.
Right. So you have a patient treating diabetes only to potentially develop new symptoms like profound fatigue or tingling or nerve problems.
Issues that could easily be mistaken for diabetic neuropathy itself.
When it's actually a side effect of the drug-depleting B12, it's a brutal irony.
You think the disease is getting worse, but it's the treatment introducing a new deficiency that mimics the original symptoms. What about cholesterol drugs? Millions of people take statins.
The studies we reviewed showed that statins can significantly lower the body's production of CoQ10 coenzyme Q10.
CoQ10 is like the spark plug for our cells, isn't it?
It's a power-generating nutrient. It's essential for your heart, for fueling muscle cells. And this offers a clear chemical reason for why some patients on statins complain about unexplained muscle pain, cramps, or just fatigue.
The drug is lowering the essential fuel for their muscles.
That's the mechanism. And the research stressed this isn't just about heavy-hitting prescriptions.
We're talking everyday medications, antibiotics, antidepressants, even some blood pressure drugs.
All of them potentially slowly draining these vital resources.
If you look at the big picture, this quick fix cycle just keeps us constantly playing defense.
Chasing the symptom rather than restoring the foundational balance that was lost in the first place.
But this is what leads us to the alternative strategy.
Simple, accessible swaps using natural, synergistic herbal blends.
That's the pivot we need to make. We're shifting from a system that works against the body by depleting it
to one that works with the body's own systems. And the idea here isn't just, drink more tea.
No, it's about understanding the concept of herbal synergy.
Synergy is the key that unlocks the power of these plants. The authors were really clear that it's not about mixing random herbs.
Right.
The efficacy hinges entirely on combining ingredients that boost each other's effectiveness. It's that classic 1 + 1 = 3, or maybe even 10.
And they called out 3 core principles.
Yes, pairing them the right way to get that synergistic effect, using the correct therapeutic amounts and
Priming them right.
making sure your energizing blend hits in the morning and your calming blend is taken before bed.
Okay, now for anyone listening who might be a bit skeptical about natural health, I have to ask, how can a simple kitchen blend truly compete with a pharmaceutical?
That's a valid question.
Where is the evidence that these plants aren't just, gentle placebos?
And the answer is entirely in the deep scientific exploration of synergy. We found a detail in a medical journal study that it just fundamentally changes how you view this.
Okay.
The research demonstrated that combining turmeric with black pepper increased turmeric's effective absorption in the body by almost 2,000%.
2,000%. Wait, that's not a marginal increase?
No.
That is a staggering multiplication of effectiveness.
It is. It proves that nature's power isn't weak, it's just dormant until it's activated by the right partner.
So what's happening there?
The black pepper contains piperine, which basically disrupts the liver's ability to quickly break down the beneficial compounds in turmeric.
So it gives the body more time to absorb them.
Exponentially more time. And this wasn't some natural health blog opinion. This was documented, peer-reviewed chemistry.
It makes you realize that the research validating this approach has just been sitting there in plain sight, waiting to be acknowledged outside of these niche journals.
Exactly.
Let's dive into a few more of those aha moments from the studies that validate these swaps.
Okay, let's look at immunity first. A huge randomized clinical trial focused on 473 flu patients. They tested an herbal drink blending echinacea and elderberry.
And what did they find?
The findings showed that this natural blend worked as effectively as the major antiviral drug Tamiflu
As effectively.
in reducing both symptom severity and the duration of the illness.
Wait, how can a tea blend be proven as effective as a major antiviral drug in a head-to-head trial? That's truly significant.
It forces a reevaluation of our assumptions, doesn't it? The point isn't that you shouldn't take medication, but that there are clinically validated, potent alternatives for certain conditions.
Right.
And going back to the blood sugar issues that started Vivian's journey, the research validates natural approaches there too.
So tell us about that blood sugar research.
A 12-week study investigated a simple blend of cinnamon and fenugreek. The results showed this combination lowered long-term blood sugar markers, specifically HbA1c, by over 1%.
And for listeners who aren't familiar, HbA1c is your average blood sugar over about 3 months.
It is. And lowering it by over 1% is a highly significant drop, comparable to the results you often see with prescription diabetes drugs.
So these aren't just minor supports. They're functionally effective therapeutic interventions when they're used correctly.
Yes.
And what about for anyone who suffers from that energy slump or brain fog? There's a great example for the cognitive realm.
Yes, and this is maybe the best illustration of the power of the blend. A controlled trial looked at memory and focus in healthy adults. They found that combining ginkgo and ginseng improved both working and long-term memory by 7.5%.
But the crucial part.
The researchers noted that this cognitive boost was not seen when either herb was taken alone.
So it was only the combination.
The synergy of the pairing was the only way to unlock the result. The blend is the true differentiator.
This shifts health from just being additive, taking one thing for one result, to being exponential.
It does.
So how does this level of knowledge translate to our day-to-day lives? Because the biggest obstacle for you, the listener, is usually complexity in just finding these things.
And that's the beauty of the practicality described in these accounts. The focus is on using everyday kitchen staples.
Things you already have.
Exactly. You aren't reliant on finding one expensive, obscure root from some remote region. We're talking about cinnamon, ginger, rosemary, peppermint, common kitchen spices and herbs.
And the idea is flexibility. They detailed a system with multiple affordable blends up to 5 different configurations for every major health concern.
Which removes that dependency on a single, costly item and makes these solutions truly accessible.
So this knowledge translates directly into your routine. It becomes part of your life, not a separate task.
Right. For stable energy and blood sugar management, you can integrate a blood sugar cinnamon keto porridge, pairing cinnamon with chia or fenugreek.
And when you need to quiet the mind for better rest.
There's the sweet sleep blend with common ingredients like lemon balm and chamomile. They even talked about using these principles in comfort foods.
Like the turmeric and ginger butternut soup.
A soup designed to support inflammatory health goals. It turns your pantry into your pharmacy.
The core takeaway we want you to leave with is this philosophical shift.
Mm-hmm.
Moving away from reactive, temporary quick fixes that have this hidden cost of nutrient depletion.
And moving toward proactive natural swaps that offer lasting, sustainable relief by cooperating with your body's own systems.
This has been an incredibly deep dive into the costs of that quick fix cycle and the profound potential of simple synergy.
It really has.
But before we finish, we have to include this crucial safety and ethical note that the authors themselves stressed.
Absolutely. We have presented this research for informational and educational purposes. If you are considering making any changes to your health regimen, especially replacing or discontinuing a prescribed drug,
Please consult your doctor.
immediately, one should not change or discontinue any prescription medication without the express approval and supervision of a qualified healthcare provider.
A vital clarification. Okay, now for that final provocative thought to leave you with.
Let's hear it.
Considering the expense, the dependency, and the nutrient depletion that comes with that quick fix cycle, just think about how many simple, cost-friendly kitchen staples are already sitting unused in your pantry.
The cinnamon, the ginger, the peppermint.
They are waiting to be unlocked simply through the proper blending and timing principles we've talked about today. What simple resources could you activate, starting right now?
A powerful question to encourage deeper exploration. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We hope you feel thoroughly informed.
We'll see you next time.